Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing. We're going to get right on into this. As it's been a volatile day in the cryptocurrency and the coin market, right? We all seen that today. We're all watching it, but you can see right now what we got going on. Is you got your major upper resistance up here at 72,000 in this rising wedge that we know we're in, right? We diagnosed, sniffed out, detected this for you. And you can see right now we're at this critical underneath support line at the uptrending support in the rising wedge at $59,369, right? So if we zoom on in here and you can see if we looked underneath, our major support underneath that would be your first initial drop down to that $50,469 that we've been talking about at Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing for quite some time, since the price was back in here, right, and rising. We've never wavered that we thought the price was coming back down there, and I still indeed do think the price is coming back down here, and it just so happens now it's going to line up with the 200-day moving average, right? But if we zoom on in here a little bit closer in a super simple, easy way to trade this market, we'll look at, delete, get that off. We'll scroll into here, right? And you can see we're at the critical underneath support right now. We've bounced off it so far, 1, 2, and now a third time right here, right? So this is all a big critical area. If we can't hold this and we breach this area right here, the price is going to fall, right? If we keep dancing on here, come up a little bit, then come back down, and then we can get some support and break up, it's very bullish. But the longer we sit on here and don't break up, the more likelihood is we're going to come down, and your next major underneath support is going to be all the way down here. Your next major underneath support, oh, I deleted our little circle that we had down there, is going to be that $53,000 target that we had at the 200-day moving average, and also this orange ring right here. You see that? Where's our industry exclusive drawing tool? This orange ring would be a huge area right here of major underneath resistance. If you can't hold this rising wedge, oh, there it is. There's a 50,000. See, there's a little circle we just made. We'll get rid of that. But this is your next, the orange ring down here. That's your next major lower support. If you can't hold this key area in this rising wedge and can't kick off and hold support right where you're at right now and try to come back up here, right? And then continue on into this rising wedge. But I do believe this is eventually going to break down. But this is a very critical area if you're trying to swing trade or hodl or add to your stack in this coin. If you can't hold this, you're coming down to 50,000. If you can hold it and gain support, you're going to make a run at your mid-ground resistance at 66,000, and then you could try to fight out to your major overhead resistance. But this is a critical area down here, right? And if we move on into, we'll go XRP. I mean, this has been a flush across the board. Hold on, we need to check on for Jerome. Jerome likes dent. We didn't take a look at that today, and I'm sure this coin has been all over the place. Coins, watching the Michigan basketball game, so pardon me if I'm not on top of things. Oh, you can see now, Jerome, like we were talking in the 3 or 4 hour time frame. If we come into here, let's go to the 3 hour time frame. We've now broken back below this 200-day moving average, so now we know we're bearish, especially if we close, which we have closed candles in the 4 hour time frame below right here. So I would say we're bearish right now, Jerome, because we know if we're above the 200-day, we're bullish. If we're below the 200-day, we're bearish. So now if we had to look at this, if you can't gather some support and hop back on top of it, like you did right there, back here, briefly right here, and right here, right? If you get rejected by this 200-day now, your underneath target is down here that we have at the top of the shit house that we've had from back here. We'll move this more into the future now because the price action has moved into the future. So this is your major underneath support, the top of the shit house. If you cannot get supported, or if you can't get over top of this 200-day moving average now, see this? You're going to keep trading, and then you're going to end up trading back into this moving average. And if you get rejected, you're coming way, way down. You got some support that would be down here at the 48-cent level, right? We can put a little line down here for you, a little horizontal ray. You see it lines up beautifully right there. So you got some mid-ground support, right? See that? This would be a support level right here. So we're going to drag this down, and that's about halfway in between the shit house, your underneath target, and some support where there could be buyers right there at about the 0.0048 level. That's your Jerome up, or that's your Dent update, Jerome, and everybody else that loves Dent, right? So now let's go look at some other coins that people like. Go back to the crypto. What else do we got? We'll go to XLM. Ooh, XLM's had a big fall as predicted by Vincenzo'S Go Crypto Investing, right? And if we zoom out here, let's get out into the 4-hour time frame. Scroll that over. Let's look at the chart. There we go. There's what we're looking for. And now you can see, remember how we were talking about with our industry exclusive purchasing tool, when we were back over here, we kept telling you we had an overhead target of 42 cents, the top of this blue ring, right? But we said it would be big resistance and fall down to this underneath ring. Even when we were all back here in this descending triangle, and then we broke down, we got supported on that underneath ring and got bought back up, and we kept telling you this is your upper target, and then you'd get rejected and retest this ring. And if you fail to hold this ring, when we were rating here the other day when we were diagnosing, sniffing out, and detecting, we said if you can't hold this, your next underneath target is all the way down here at the blue ring below you, right? See that? That would be your next underneath target, and that's at 31 cents. And now you can see as we're zooming in here, get rid of that, as we're zooming in here and clearing some things out of the way, you can see how these ring systems are working now. You go from ring to ring to ring. Let's get that noise and mess out of there. Get that out. There we go, clean that out. And you can see now how we dropped as soon as we broke with our industry exclusive drawing tool. As soon as we broke this ring, we're headed straight down south towards our target, and we're going to end up touching this ring and then maybe get supported, and then you could come back up and maybe try to get rejected up there. But when you come down here, if you can't get supported, you're going to drop down to this ring now, and that would be an underneath target into the future at 30 cents, right? If you hit it later on. So this is, I would say your first target is this green ring right here that you're trying to get supported on. But if you dip below it, you're going to come up into here and go down to the 31 cent target, right? And if you get supported off this green ring before you hit the blue ring, this 200-day moving average would be your overhead resistance, and we're going to put a little price note so remember to follow that. That's what to look forward to tonight in XLM. Can you hold support on this green ring or blue ring between the 33.5 cent level and the 31.5 cent level, and then try to get bought back up to get this overhead resistance, another run at 36 cents? Or do you fall through, come to this 31 cents, right, and then come down to this next ring underneath, right? So we'll keep an eye on that in the XLM. Let's see what we got going on here. What else are we going to look at? Well, the Doge. We ain't talked about the Doge in a minute. Nobody seems to like the Doge anymore. Everyone was in love with the Doge before. The Doge has been kind of quiet. And if we look at here, what we got going on in the Doge, you can see we're getting supported on this downtrending blue line right here. It looks like we were in some kind of, we are a big consolidation here. We need to zoom out a little bit more. Let's go to the daily time frame. See this? Since we've had that huge pump, we've been consolidating into this triangle, right? And now we're getting rejected. So I would say your underneath target is going to line out more like with this green ring and this uptrending blue line, right? And you can see last time we talked, we were in here and thought we'd get rejected and come down, and now we're trying to get supported on the moving average. But if we can't get supported on the moving average with our industry exclusive drawing tool right here, we're going to come down to this underneath target on their green ring. And that's why when we were up here, we said if you can't hold support at this green ring at 26 cents, you're going to start to fall down all the way down to this bottom uptrending blue line and the green ring right here. So right now your target is going to be in the Doge down here, and as you trade your way down, when we come down here, do we get supported and then start trading our way back up along this green ring and maybe come back up in here. And we're going to put a little price note on here to see in the next few days in a super simple, easy way to trade this market if that indeed does play out like that, where we get now coming down like we thought we would down here from when we had this up here. See that, the 26-cent level, and we got rejected, and now we're forecasting it to come down here. Well, it gets supported like it did back here off that green ring right there and off that uptrending blue line right there, the same as that green ring right there and an uptrending blue line there. Are we going to have a similar pattern and a double bottom forming to make a phenomenal gain from the bottom of a potential buy-in from the bottom to the top would be a 22.69% move to the upside if we get supported down there. So that's what we're going to be watching out for as we zoom on in now in a super simple, easy way to trade this market. And that's why we always start from a far out time frame and work our way in, right? It makes it super simple and easy. We're going to make this smaller. There we go. And that's, see, now as we zoom on in here, you can see what we're looking at. The moving averages as they're downtrending, right? Anytime the moving averages, like you can see the 200, the 100, and the 50 in the green, blue, and red respectively, when they're trending down like that, when the price comes up and hits it, it acts as resistance, right? And it forces the price down, and that's what it's doing now. And that leads us to believe after this big wick right here, and you got some buyers in there with some orders, you're going to at least come back down here and double bottom that, and then more than likely start to trade down even farther, right? I think you're coming down to this green ring like we talked about right here. I think that's where this price action is moving to, and that's what I'd be watching out for if I was in the Dogecoin or trying to swing the Dogecoin, right? That's what we got going on right now in the market. I'll get back with you. Peace and love. Peace and love to the beautiful audience.